Hey y'all, me again. Great to see everyone. I'm just gonna give a little story time, because that's all we really need to get into this video and to explain what I want to talk about today. And quite simply, that's the death of one of my favorite games. I made a video recently. I know my content since coming back has been all kinds of weird and just kind of experimental. And to anyone who's been watching, I appreciate it. But for now, we're just going to get into the story. So, recently, I know one of my last videos, I made a comment. I made some comments about Yu-Gi-Oh, the game as a whole, where I think the game is fucking up, how I think it can be fixed, all kinds of cool stuff like that. If you want to go watch that, you literally, I'm not even going to waste the time to put the link in there. I'm going to make you do the fucking work. If you want to watch it, you can click on my channel, subscribe, and then find it yourself. But long story short, I've been going to some events recently, some Yu-Gi-Oh events. I have gone to about 4 or 5 in the last 3 months, which is more than I've gone to in my entire life. I went to like 4 or 5 in the 1 year I was an active player, like way back in high school when Pendulums first came out. That's when I was like still huge into the scene, and then Pendulum era happened and I was like, this is shit. I'm gonna wait for things to be a little bit better and for Quillfort not to be ruling the meta. And then I learned the hard truth. Something bullshit is always gonna be ruling the meta. I've learned that. No matter what you do, something bullshit is always going to rule the meta. And your options are pay $81 for a booster box. That's the most recent booster box, and hope you get literally 3 copies of every single card you're going to need to build a fucking fuck-ass deck right after you're done. Or play casual, or hope they give you GOAT support, which they're not, or hope for Edison support, which they're not going to give you, motherfucker. And, yeah. And then Yu-Gi-Oh, as if it wasn't bad enough. As if their hand traps, their fucking omni-negate meta, their fucking untargetable meta wasn't bad enough. All that bullshit going on all at once. Being able to neg everything, being able to consistently and constantly hand trap everything, prevent combos from starting. Basically just playing solitaire at a dude and then saying you win. Real engaging shit, by the way. I'm rambling again. Sorry, I'm just very passionate about this. It's just, this last week, right? I went to an event, and every event I've gone to recently, over the last couple of months, has had... I don't go to really big tournaments. I'm not a huge, fantastical player. The greatest I've ever done is like between Diamond and Plat on Master Duel, when the meta was friendlier towards me, because I'm not going to play that fucking broken bullshit I don't like. Right? And even then, they made shit so broken, one of my favorite archetypes isn't even cool to me anymore. When they released Primite, they made like 2 of my favorite archetypes, being the classic Dark Magician and Blue Eyes, unfun to me, because you made the 2 decks so good that there is no counterplay to them except for running into them with the same exact deck, or the opposite, the Blue Eyes or the DM. So we have Primite with their Omni-Negate, Omni-Search bullshit, being able to search off of every single fucking effect and being able to stack more effects if you control a normal monster when they search normal monsters. It's just bullshit. Essentially things that all just 1-card combo and support themselves. And what really killed the game now, I've been rambling and getting angry for roughly 4.5 minutes now. What's been getting me so upset is, like I said, every event I went to prior to this they weren't huge events, but they had turnouts of like 20 to 30 people. Days where it wasn't as busy, we had like, I don't know, 15. There were still people in the double digits turning out to tournaments, paying to partake in these tournaments, buying booster boxes the day of the tournament. I remember we went when the most recent booster box dropped. I can't recall the name of it off the top of my head, but it's the one that dropped with the Yummy cards in it and with the canines. Canines are busted as shit. It also dropped Draco Tail. Draco Tail is busted as shit. All that shit's busted as shit. And my roommate and I bought like one box, split it. I ended up giving him all the Draco Tail and K9 shit because I didn't really care. He ended up giving me one of those K9s for later. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Implements this rule after that fucking drop. That drop of a set that I think was absolutely atrocious and just highlighted, underlined, and boldened all the issues I had with the game. And then they were like, oh yeah, on top of that, we're gonna make this so unenjoyable for the motherfuckers who actually enjoy giving us and pay picking to us. Like, I'm a huge Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan. Take this with a grain of salt. You're pay pigs. You are a pay pig for Konami. I respect Konami. I love Konami. Two of my favorite materials, two of my favorite IPs ever are Konami IPs. That being Metal Gear and Yu-Gi-Oh! But they ain't cooking, bro. There's a reason why Kojima's gone. There's a reason why Yu-Gi-Oh! Just keeps going down the shitter and they can't get new players and they can't, like, they can't. They cannot. And then when people make good unofficial platforms like OG Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro before it became, I believe, Omega or whatever else, right? Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro was one of the best things to ever happen to Yu-Gi-Oh! In my opinion. And that's when I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Was in its peak. That's when I was the most interested in Yu-Gi-Oh! That's when me and my brother were playing Yu-Gi-Oh! The most. Then again, it might have had something to do with being in high school and having the time, but yeah, no, we played Yu-Gi-Oh! All the time. Omega kept us competitively minded and interested in the game. We were playing competitive decks and actually were interested in the competitive meta, you know. But then they're like, oh yeah, we're going to implement this new time rule where if neither of you have won conclusively at the end of time, which, oh boy, they extended it to 45 minutes. Like, no games ever go to time, right? So they're like, we're going to give you more time and we're going to give you a worse rule, because the rule now means if you know how to build a stall deck, and I have a roommate who builds and plays a really fucking annoying stall deck. My roommate plays a jar deck. He plays a deck that interacts with flipping a bunch of different jar monsters manually and resetting them to deck out your opponent. And if that doesn't work, he will just keep playing his card effects over and over and over again, and he can play a legal infinite loop, essentially, right? So motherfuckers now can build decks like that, cheese out entire tournaments, entire formats. You can just stall shit out and cheese the motherfuckers who actually are willing to spend fucking 1K on a deck every fucking month, right? So now the motherfuckers who actually enjoyed this shit, who actually loved throwing their dollars at Konami for no reward other than saying you won at a children's card game, now they don't like it. Now they don't like it either, because they can get cheesed by motherfuckers who know how to stall. And they can't just whip their dick out and abuse the meta. So I don't know. I came out here to rant and to talk about how, oh man, I'm still so frustrated about Yu-Gi-Oh! And these new rules suck. But after getting that all off my chest, maybe those new rules are exactly what we fucking need to make Konami look at their fucking game and say, hey, come here. Maybe negating everything isn't a good idea all the time, because everything now is just a fucking nag. Dude, if I had $1 for every time I've gone to a tournament now, I thought it was bad on Master Duel. I was ranting at nothing. I have had... When I play Master Duel, I can at least play games every once in a while. Every once in a while, I can at least activate a combo. 9 out of 10 of my competitive events go a little something like this. Alright, I'm gonna play this to search. Nah, bro, I neg that. Okay, well, that's fine. I have one more search. Nah, bro, I neg that. Well, G fucking G, dude. Start your combo. Draw. Then they draw, and then they go, I play this, and I will hit. I have had the fucking 2 hand trap answers in my hand. I've had the ash and the nib, and hit the ash and the nib in the same fucking turn. The whole point of ash and nib is also to stop combos. I feel like I'm in this fucking infinite fuck-ass loop. Where when it's like that one meme where the dude's like, when I flash somebody, nothing fucking happens. But when I get flashed, it's like I got raped by a big black man named Raquel. That's exactly how I fucking feel. Like, dude, that's how this game makes me feel. When I hand trap somebody, he 1-card combos and plays a whole fucking turn against me anyway, even though I just countered his whole turn. But when I hand trap somebody, it's like I might as well given him a fucking smooch on the cheek and a little tug off for the fucking road.